It's only on my Big Blue. New York Giants Straight Talk can cause so much drama. I did a video yesterday about 3 free agents the Giants should sign. High impact, low cost free agents, and evidently it caused a stir among some of those in Giants land. Even when I make a benign video, it seems to send certain people over the edge. Today I want to talk about Evan Neal and why he should not be moved out of his right tackle position. I want to talk about the dirty little secret with Bill Belichick in reference to how he's been evidently bashing the Giants in some regards. You know, and honestly, that is really not a secret. That's been going on for a while now. That's been going on since before the Joe Judge hire. So I'm a little confused why this is breaking news. I mean, it boggles the mind. It's like, is there any type of clarity in reference to this? You want to know why there's no clarity? Because Bill Belichick's not taking Magic Mind, the little green shot, that little thing that keeps me going in the morning. We've talked about it now for months now. I've been using this now for at least going on 3 months. Magic Mind, the little green shot, the little bottle, gives you energy, gives you focus. It's all natural. It helps you get rid of those coffee jitters. I've said it before a million times. The productivity sometimes in my life is not that high up because I do a lot of things. I do a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of stuff in general. So when I need that extra boost in the morning, I don't want to get that coffee taste. I don't want to get that coffee jitter. And you will know I love my coffee, but you can't just keep drinking it over and over again. I go to the bottle. I go to the Magic Mind. That little shot, it improves my morning. It really does. It gives me focus. It gives me energy. And you know what? It gives me energy to last through the day. Instead of chugging 4 cups of coffee, just do a little Magic Mind, and I'm all good. What could be better than that? Seriously, think about it. It also helps, taking less coffee, it helps me sleep better. And you know what's funny? There is something in it called lion's mane mushroom. Everything in this is all natural. And I didn't know this. This is a non-tropic item like everything else. It helps reduce anxiety and inflammation while also supporting cognitive health and smarts. You know, I got tons of swelling in my body because of everything I did over my career playing ball. So like I've said it before, if you want to try it now. They got a special going on in January. Go to magicmind.com/JanNYGST. And you will get 1 month free when you subscribe to 3 months of this wonderful product. You know I love it. You know I don't bring a partner on the show unless it's something I enjoy using. Again, it's magicmind.com, JanNYGST. Subscribe now. Get 3 months and you subscribe for 3 months, you get 1 month for free. If you only want to try it for a month, you just use the offer code NYG20. And you'll get a little bonus. You get a discount. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to go to the site, magicmind.com/JanNYGST. This whole Belichick thing is just crazy. I mean, it really is. And like I said, Jordan Ron was talking about how the fact that Belichick's been bashing the Giants and Mara. Yeah, there has always been this little animosity with Belichick when Parcells stepped down. And they basically gave the job to Ray Handley. They gave the job to Ray Handley. So there's always been, I've always felt that that he felt like he should have been next in line for this job back in 1990 or 91, excuse me. And I just think that, the Giants have never embraced the Belichick. And they should, because he is a huge part of their history. The red starter jacket alone in 86, it just makes him a football god. But for the Giants, not even, it's one of those things like, when there's old Yankees out there and those Yankees don't get called back from old timers day.
Are you crazy or just plain stupid?
Stupid as stupid does, Miss Blue.
It's just stupid and idiotic that you don't have these guys back. And it's the same thing. You need to recognize Belichick. I'm not saying you need to erect a statue of him.
That's what she said.
But what I am saying is this: you need to have the rationale that he was a huge part of Giant lore and Giant history. And for him, basically saying don't go to the Giants right now because of what's going on, it's because he's not a John Mara and a Tisch guy. He was a Wellington Mara guy. But John should reach out. John should have a little bit of an olive branch. You know what? I still think if everything goes totally wrong, you're going to bring in Brandon Brown for the general manager position. He could bring in the Belichick. Call it a day. There has been so much speculation that people want, not speculation. There is this. I just get kind of crazy a little bit. Giant fans just want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And the thing is with this, you take Evan Neal 7th overall 2 years ago. Has he played up to expectations? No. Has he looked the best at times? No, he's looked terrible. I mean, at sometimes sometimes watching him play,
grab a brew. Don't cost nothing.
You literally need a drink. You really do. But then there's sometimes, like I said, he had the whole drama about coming out about flipping burgers comments and all that. And I understand that. Some people did not like that. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a problem with that because he had some truth. He had some cave. He had the Kayvon Thibodeau. Well, actually, Kayvon Thibodeau had the Kayvon Thibodeau honesty moment early in the season. Then he played well for about 4 games, and then he had the honesty moment at the end of the season. Evan Neal had the same thing. He had an epiphany. He had an honest moment. Same thing with Darius Lee. He had an honest moment in reference to the fact that he said, I could have 45 plays, 43 of them are great, and I screw up on 2, and all everyone wants to do is focus on the 2. And I keep thinking to myself, maybe go back to Andrew Thomas. And you can go back to watch the videos I did about Andrew Thomas. I kept telling people, Andrew Thomas's faults those first year and a half weren't all his. You could tell at the end of his first season that he was hurt. And I pointed it out, and you can go watch the videos if you want, and Zach Attack will probably find it for me. I even said it. There was a giddy up in his step when he went back, when he went to pass blocking. There was a little giddy up. There was a little hitch. Almost like he was favoring or had some type of vision. It turned out he had an ankle injury. And then it turned out also, that I find it interesting, and we talked about this ad nauseum for almost a year. I thought the guard play on his side of the line with Will Hernandez led to a lot of issues that Andrew Thomas had early on in his career. I go back to the game that Will Hernandez went out with COVID. And it was a last minute thing, and Shane Lemieux had to step in. Now, Shane Lemieux is no great shakes about anything. But all of a sudden, Shane Lemieux comes into the game, and you see a different Andrew Thomas that year, that second. You see a different guy. You see a more confident guy. You see a guy that he's taking his assignments. He's handling his man. There was a pendulum shift. And I kept saying it, over and over again. Sometimes the guard play will affect the tackle. And we pointed it out, and I don't remember what games it was, because like I said, I would have to go back 2 years ago, and I don't feel like doing that. I'm kind of lazy. But we pointed it out that there were multiple times that Will Hernandez seemed to miss his assignment, which left Andrew Thomas out to dry. And I can't remember what game it was. Zach, go look it up. like I should just call Zach. There was a game that we pointed out that Andrew Thomas literally had to choose who to block because it looked like Will Hernandez messed up his assignment and went and blocked on the inside with the center. He was double teaming. Him and the center were double teaming somewhere, and it left Andrew Thomas with a speed rush on the outside, and it left someone coming on the inside rush as well. And so he had to choose who he was going to block, and he blocked the outside guy, and the speed rusher, the inside guy, just came in and walloped Daniel Jones. And I remember that clearly, and I kept pointing this out to people that if you take a look at it and you watch it, if you don't have good communications or good continuity with your guard, bad things can happen. And honestly, what good guard has been lined up next to Evan Neal since the beginning of his Giant career, or since his Giant career at all? And I'm not saying that's solely the problems that we're having right now, but it can be an issue. And I think that proof is in the pudding in regards to Andrew Thomas. As soon as you got rid of the likes of Will Hernandez, I mean, Andrew Thomas was a different player, and he just got better and better and better. And I also think the injuries that he had were also a big issue as well. And then I find it interesting that people seem to forget, because maybe it came out on New Year's Eve, that Evan Neal is going to go is basically had surgery after it revealed that he had fractures in his ankle. Or I should rephrase that, he had a fractured ankle. Now, he missed multiple games with the fracture. He was on the injured reserve, and he basically did everything the Giants asked him to do. And that's what cracks me up about it. This poor guy is playing with a fractured ankle. He's probably not getting the tutelage that he's probably should be getting, because everyone wants to get rid of Bobby Johnson. Same way they want to get rid of Mark Colombo. But at the end of the day, this guy is playing hurt. This guy is playing in a crowd that dislikes him at times, because Giants fans are merciless against him. The Kenny G thing, I thought the Kenny G thing was bad. I talked about it. I think it was the Texans game. I don't remember. I think it was the Texans game that there was these guys behind me that rode Kenny G.
That's what she said.
The entire game. And he wasn't even playing. And he came in the fourth quarter and dropped the pass. But they rode his ass like Zorro from the moment that kicked off to the moment that game ended. And I remember in the third quarter, I turned around and told the guy, "Shut up." So I even told him, I said, "I'm tired of fucking hearing it." And then I don't know what, I didn't want to happen at that, so we went back down to the coaches club. I don't know what happened to them after that. But this crowd just, especially, it's not just the Giants fans, but New York fans in general just get a bee in their bonnet and just go after guys. And they go after them to the point that they want them to fail. Then you have your folk heroes like Daniel Jones that if you don't fall in line with them, they go after you. I'm not moving Evan Neal. I am not putting myself in a position to go into training camp with a guy that potentially could be, if you want to potentially move him into the guard position, then you're opening up the right tackle position. I'm not doing that. I'm giving him the opportunity. I'm giving him a chance to get healthy. I'm giving him a chance to get his mind figured out. I'm hoping that Shane finds someone to team up with him, and there's a tandem on that right side. I hope they find some continuity. And like I said, everyone in New York, I just love people, because a certain segment of the Giant fans base, I just love them because everyone can always do better. And I said this before, you think you could do better, go suit up. These are people that have never put the helmet on. These are people that never hit anybody. These are the people that question things, that don't know anything. I've said this before. I played 2 years Pop Warner. I played 4 years varsity and 3 years in college. So that's 9 years. And I can tell you right now, if you don't know what it's like to be booed, if you don't know what it's like to be hit, if you don't know what it's like to play in pain, if you don't know what it's like to have so many things wrong with you, but you still have to get up and go on, know that you're going to have to play at least 50 snaps a game, then shut up. Because I don't want to hear your fucking opinion. Because you shouldn't have an opinion. You want to point out that someone's not playing well? I don't have a problem with that. I do that all the time with players. If you want to offer a suggestion on how they can play better or how they can improve their game, I don't have a problem with that. People think I'm a Daniel Jones hater, but what have I ever said against Daniel Jones that's negative besides his poor play and pointing out things that he does wrong and how he can correct them? You got people on Twitter and every other social media like, well, Evan Neal just sucks. Okay, well, tell me why. Give me an example. That was like there's a moron that always hounds me on the YouTube videos, and he goes, "All your moves are stupid." I said, "Okay, explain to me what are stupid. Tell me what is stupid." And I said, "I will give you time to Google the 3 names that I gave you because I know you don't know who the hell they are." And he's like, "Well, I don't need to look them up because of this." Okay, well, that's the logic of some Giant fans, and that's what's so concerning about some of these players, because it's like, why as a player would you really want to, unless you're doing it for the money, why would you want to come to New York? Why would you want to come to the Giants? Giants used to be a destination. Why would you want to come here? Think about that for a reason. Think about that for a minute, guys, when you go out and boo somebody. People are like, well, you made fun of Leonard Williams forever.
King of the almost sack.
No. King of the almost sack was not a slight towards Leonard Williams. King of the almost sack I created for the fans that sat there and told me that he may have only had a half a sack, but he had 45 pressures. And I asked him quite easily, because I always ask people these questions, what did the pressures equate to? Because X needs to equal Y. So tell me what X equaled. Because that's what an intelligent fan will tell me. No, they just tell me I suck. Just another Pleasant Valley Sunday here in status symbol land. No one. I'm so glad I got Magic Mind because it also helps it relax you. It's the matcha. Go to Magic Mind, magicmind.com. Jan NYGST. You're gonna love it. Big stream today at 7 p.m. So make sure you're there. Might have some guests on. I don't know. And as always, this is Tim, New York Giants Straight Talk. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'll be awesome.